By the way, not the only fight we lost on that card. We were also supposed to get Donald Cerrone versus Diego Sanchez.
Oh man,
And so
bruh,
let's talk about
bro,
this for
what
a
is
second.
happening, dog? What is
What
happening,
is
dog?
Diego Sanchez? Unfortunately, no longer
Bro, what is happening?
a member of the UFC roster. The first Ultimate Fighter winner, because remember he won earlier in the night, and then it was Bonner Griffin. Has lasted all this time. One of the most unique characters in the history of this game, and
Just like we've seen him grow up,
yeah,
and we saw the phases, right? The nightmare to the guy
the
when he was
dream.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes, yes. He did the
Daniel
whole
Bryan
yes.
knows him.
Was that?
Daniel Bryan knows him. He got the yes
Yeah,
thing
he
from
started
him.
the whole yes thing, right? Yes, 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 yes. And then even from that to what I still consider one of the most veteran moves in all of mixed martial arts history. I'm down in Jacksonville. No. We're Albuquerque. Rio, what is it called? Rio Rancho
Rio
for the
Rancho.
Mexicans.
Yeah.
I'm in Rio Rancho. Guy lands an illegal blow on Diego. Bang! Diego's on a win streak.
Mm-hmm.
Diego looks at the official, losing, mind you, losing, and they go, if I can't continue, do I win the fight? I mean, do I win the fight? The guy goes, can't continue. Diego, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Boom! He went up there and Diego got his hand raised. He stuck his chest out. And listen, I was so complimentary. That's a veteran move by Diego Sanchez. And now it's all over. And I don't understand what's happening.
Well, so here's my thing, DC. How do we handle this? There is something very weird going on here. I think everyone can admit that. I got to be honest with you. We talk about like World Press Freedom Day. I don't even know if I want to say his coach's name because this guy, the last time I had him on my show, no joke, no cap, 30 straight text messages afterwards. And let me tell you, bizarre freaking text messages, threatening text messages.
To you?
Yes, to me.
Why?
And I'm like, I don't want
questions.
This guy is. I mean, look. Have you seen him?
I've met him. They attack me.
What happened? So tell us. So how are we going to handle this? Are we going to say who we're talking about? I mean, I feel like it's hard to.
I think it goes without the name, right? Like, so when you
let's just say this man's name is Joshua Fabia. He has taken Diego under his wing. He's from the School of Self-Awareness, and ever since.
But have you ever met anybody that's less self-aware?
I mean,
have you ever in your life met somebody that's less self-aware?
How about putting out these videos, thinking that it makes them look good in the fighter meetings?
Worse.
It makes them look 1,000 times worse. Well, what are you thinking, guys? What is going on?
Felder goes, what the beep are you talking about? Hey, Felder goes,
Felder looked amazing in that.
But that's the thing, right? Like, you're in this fighter meeting. This is Paul Felder. Paul Felder's a fighter. He's not just a broadcaster. You can't attack him in that way. He's going to say something to you. And then, like, Felder's, like, offended. Like, yo, get out. What are you doing? Like, we're here to talk to Diego. But that's the problem. The guy starts to become so important. He wants to be such a massive part of what's going on that he imparts himself in ways that he should not be involved. So even listen, Hunter Campbell handled that about as good as anyone I've ever seen in my life handle a situation like this, because you can tell what the guy's doing. You can tell what he's doing. It's almost like they were trying to build a lawsuit or something against the UFC with the line of questioning that they were going down. But this guy, and you could tell when it's this guy and not Diego Ariel.
Because the whole thing is him.
Bro, after the
Diego's
fight,
like off to the side.
After the fight, Diego's like direct messaging me on Instagram. And I'm like, this isn't Diego, right? It's not him. Because Diego's always been a sweetheart. I don't know what he did to get, listen, man, from the yes to all the other things that Diego was. And I like the guy. He was always a gentleman. But Diego was always very, you could guide him. And when the wrong person gets a hold of a person that has that kind of followers mentality, or is a little bit not as strong-willed here, they can really take you down the path. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening with Diego right now. And this guy's a bad guy, man. I'm telling you, the dude is not caring about Diego and Diego's best interests, because it's just so apparent, and I don't even understand what he's doing. Like from him just cornering Diego alone at one point. Then now
Yes.
Stephan Bonner's there, um, him and Stephan together. To the way that Diego was fighting with the karate style and like trying to block everything. And then after the fight, that Rio Rancho fight, they talked to me about all the times that Michelle missed him. Right? I'm like, but Diego, you're still losing the fight. I actually I was arguing with, I don't believe it was Diego, Josh,
Oh,
on
on DM.
Instagram Messenger about the way that the fight went down. It's crazy.
It's very sad. And I want to focus on Diego for a second because Diego's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. His career should not, at least in the UFC, should not have ended this way.
No.
One of the great characters in our sport, and he should have been able to end on good terms. And it's sad to see one of the the pioneers of this sport kind of ruin the relationship that he had with the UFC, because Dana admires him, and that Dana would try his best to treat him well on the way out. I believe that in my heart. And this guy, Joshua Fabia, is trying to use Diego's stature. He found a guy that would let him into his world. And you see him, barge into these meetings. You see him go after the broadcast team. You see him going after media members just to, make his situation better, just to get his name out there, just to fix his own reputation. I don't like this. It's a really disturbing turn of events, the likes of which we have rarely seen in this sport. And I really feel for Diego. And I know that Josh is going to get mad at me, and I know he's going to say this is the media and whatnot. We are just going off, Josh, what you put out there. And we are all very self-aware of this situation and of ourselves. No one would behave this way. No one does behave this way. Let me just say one last thing. When you're a top fighter, DC, you have a coach. The best coaches are the ones like Trevor Whitman, who want nothing to do with the limelight, who want to be off to the side.
Bob Cook. Like you don't
never hear this
Cook.
guy. You never hear. I don't even know Bob's voice, what it sounds like.
Yeah.
This guy wants to come in and start berating people and tell me, like, get out of here with that nonsense.
It's
crazy,
very
sad to see. It breaks my heart to see this.
I get this thing from Diego a while back. I said, hey, you understand, I'm a supporter. You're one of my favorite people in the UFC. Call the fights as I see them. I don't know that you're doing the breathing technique, Diego, when he's doing this, like blowing the bubbles. I said, I saw you blowing bubbles. I call the fight as I see it. I thought you made the right decision by not continuing. Come on, Diego. And then the message was like, watch the fight in slow motion and get back to me. You never asked my corner or anything. I was like, I didn't speak to your corner in the meeting because I didn't have anything to ask him. We talked to the fighters, but this is not Diego I was talking to. No. And I mean, this went on for, message after message, like just long.
I'm telling you, the same thing. I had the same experience. The last time he was on my show was 2 years ago. And there was a day and I said, can you please stop? Can you please stop? It just boom, 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 boom. And then at the end, it just got weird.
I think it's universal, from Dana saying it to the way Sean and Hunter. Love that Sean called him with Hunter on the phone, right? And then they did the right thing. Hey, if a guy says that he's not capable or able to compete, we're going to pull you right now. Like, we're going to pull you. They still paid Diego. Diego still got paid.
Yeah.
Right? This is one of those instances. Remember last year when Bellator paid all those guys their show bonuses because the fight got canceled and everybody went crazy. This is one of those instances that happens all the time in the UFC. They paid Diego win and show as he was on his way out the door. Because imagine, dude don't get that last payday. Because there's no guarantee he was going to beat Cowboy Cerrone. But instead, you pay him his money. You wish him luck. Only because they care about Diego. Dana has a soft spot for Diego. But this Josh Fabia, man, he's a bad guy. And
you just see his intentions. You see his vibe. Like
they're so clear.
He's putting out there his
intentions are clear that he is not trying to do what's in the best interest of his athlete. And he's a selfish person, man. And Diego needs to, you hope that at some point he wakes up, right? Because this guy is going to guide him into the next thing that elevates his platform, right? That gives him a platform to spew the nonsense that he spews. So don't be surprised if you don't see Diego in bare knuckle fighting or something, just so that this guy still has a way to try and keep himself relevant.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.